college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on The Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back in. It's a Football Friday. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We're live at Alta High School. That's where Game Night Live will take place tonight. You'll hear Sly and I on the call. We're looking forward to this one. Syracuse Titans, Alta Hawks, a 6A, 5A matchup before a lot of these teams get ready to start region play next week. Some regions have already started, some haven't. Realignment's kind of weird this year, but everyone's figuring it out. So we look forward to that, and also look forward to a college football weekend where there are a lot of great games. You look around the country, Sly. I'll do this real quick before we get to Utah and Wyoming. Just looking at the top 25 schedule. Clemson, Georgia Tech is really good. Keep going down the list here, and Georgia, Tennessee. We're getting Georgia, Tennessee in week 3. Wow. That's going to be fun. Texas and UTEP. Just kidding. If Alex Kirry is listening right now, he'll appreciate that I threw that one out there. UTEP sucks. Miami, South Florida. Right, who knew
that would be a
Miami,
matchup?
South Florida would be a top 25 matchup in week 3. And a lot of people out there think, man, if South Florida wins that game, then South Florida is elite.
For real.
They could be for real. I mean, look at the schedule they've played.
Even if the game is close, they're for
right. Real. Even if it's a heartbreaker, I'm like, oh, South Florida, that's your group of 5. That's a playoff team.
Right.
That's a playoff team. And so they beat Boise State. They beat Florida last week on a last-second field goal. Thrilling game. Incredible game. If let's say they beat Miami, and South Florida's 3-0, that group of 5 playoff spot should be a wrap. Now, I say should because they got to go take care of business in the American. They have to win the conference.
Yeah.
They have to be a conference champion. So they have to do that. But if you do that in the non-conference, you have no excuse. Even though Tulane's on your schedule and in the way there, another great group of 5 team, that would be incredible if they were to beat Miami with wins over Boise State, Florida, and Miami in the first 3 weeks would be incredible. It would be the first time since 1977 that in a team that started the season unranked won 3 consecutive games over top 25 opponents.
Well, that'd be great because it's like they play Miami, they play South Carolina State next week, and then they have a bye. So then they get to regroup, breathe, and then really take on their conference. And so, yeah, man, it's one of those things where you play who's on your schedule, but just take care of business and everything else will take care of itself.
Absolutely. Florida, LSU also on the schedule. The Florida loss took a little spice out of that game. And then Texas A&M at Notre Dame. You can watch that game on KSL 5 on Saturday night, 5:30 p.m. kickoff. That's a look around the college football scene. We're going to actually make some predictions coming up at 5:30. But before we do that, I got to get to the cut. This show is always brought to you by G2G Bars. With all natural ingredients, no preservatives, and plenty of protein, G2G Bars are perfect for anyone who needs a tasty and nutritious boost. Let's get to the cut right now. Utah at Wyoming on Saturday.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Give Trajan Wealth a call today, your local financial fiduciary. If you need any help with your portfolio, your 401k, your Roth IRA, all those things, give them a call, 801-899-7600, or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. All right, let's laser in on Utah at Wyoming on Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff on CBS College Sports Network. Look, Utah's going to win this game. Okay. So I want to talk about some other storylines with Utah, and they're an interesting team.
Yes.
Because what we've seen from this team is not conventional. Sly, this is not a conventional offense. This is not what you see from an offense typically, where you're using defensive players in your rotations. There's been a number of players. You look at Smith Snowden, what he's been able to do on offense. He was instrumental in that game against UCLA. Lander Barton caught a touchdown pass. But you also have Jackson Bennee. Jackson Bennee. We remember Jackson Bennee at Olympus High School. Like, I didn't see it coming. What a great story. This kid probably overlooked.
Freak.
He didn't have 500 offers.
He's got amazing skill sets though.
But he's worked his tail off, and he's gone to this program, and he's worked his way up the depth chart, and now he is a star player on this team. I say that confidently after last week. You get a pick six in front of the home crowd after what you did in the first game, catching a pass and also playing as well as you did at that defensive back position. This kid is a great story. Let's hear real quickly from Jackson Bennee, then I want to get your thoughts on him, Sly. Here's Jackson Bennee.
Every week definitely is just new. I was happy with a lot of things with last game, but a lot of the fans or people don't really see some of the mistakes that I made. So there's definitely a lot of things that I need to work on, and that's what I'm really focusing on this week. But yeah, it's just good to get experience on the field, because I've only done special teams like last year, so every rep is good for me.
Jackson, how valuable is a game like that, kind of a low stakes game, to make plays, but also make those mistakes and learn from them?
Yeah, better now than later, right? So it's really valuable to me, because every game for us really is, they say treat it like a Super Bowl, treat it like it's the national championship, and that's really how I try to treat it. Making mistakes out there, it definitely helps me really focus on what I did wrong and try to improve for this week.
What is it like going from just playing on special teams last year, being a pivotal part on both sides of the ball? I mean, just what have you taken away from that experience, and have you been able to take away anything from Smith kind of in a learning role? Yeah,
Smith is great. He's really what we call a technician. He's got great technique, and I've learned a lot from him. And as far as last year compared to this year, it's awesome. I grew up, a few minutes down the road at Olympus. My dream was to play here, and so it's exceeded everything I've ever dreamed of. So it's just awesome. I love going out there and playing, and special teams is awesome. And I think a lot of people get frustrated playing special teams, but it's a great way to get noticed and make some plays. So yeah.
When you go back and watch that film, was it a backward pass that you tipped, or?
It was. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I think it was for sure. My coaches were like, you should have just ran, didn't skip a beat and then run, and then they'd have to review it. So partially that's on me, but next time I'm going to just pick it up and make them make the decision.
That's Utah safety Jackson Bennee. What a great start to the season so far for him. Sly, I want to get your thoughts on a player like Jackson Bennee. When you were a part of the program, these are the kind of kids they found all the time. Mm-hmm. They go out and just find athletes. And a lot of kids walked on and then proved themselves in your program. We now live in an age, and where Utah football is, where they don't have to rely on that as much, where they can go out and get who they want. They can go get proven players. But I love that Utah is still going out and finding players like Jackson Bennee, developing those players, and then rewarding those players with opportunities, and then watching them seize those moments, seize those opportunities in big moments.
Redshirt freshman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got to tell you, folks. He is a redshirt freshman. Blocked punt last year in the Iowa State game. Big on special teams. Special teams is great, and I really understood the value of special teams going into the NFL. And it was in college, because I was really good on punt and on kickoff here at Utah, and just knew the impact you can make on special teams. So just hearing him talk about special teams like that, it's invaluable, and it's a way for you to get to defense. It's a way for you to make a name for yourself on defense. I'm telling you, the plays that he made on special teams at the end of the season last year, is what gave him an opportunity to shine in spring, and then that transferred over in a training camp where he's taking offensive and defensive rep. He's a starting nickel, right? Jackson Bennee is a terrific talent, a very freakish skill set that he has, extremely fast, strong, has a great vertical. Guy goes up and gets it. Young, extremely coachable from what I've heard, and just awesome. As you can tell, he's receptive. He likes the mentorship, talking about the older guys and Smith Snowden, Lander Barton, right? He's a sponge. He's really enjoying his moment, and I think guys like him is the reason why Utah football program is what it is. Right, he pushes the envelope. He pushes competition. He makes something out of nothing. Right, and it's what Coach Whittingham used to say is, I want guys that love football. Right, and Jackson Bennee loves football. You talk to him, I'm telling you, outside of interviews or whatever, this guy will talk to X's and O's with you. He loves being out there, loves hitting people, loves taking hits, and just the whole mentality of football really excites him, man. And that's the people you want to be around. That's the people you want as teammates. And as I said, redshirt freshman, keep in mind, he will stay here at Utah. I don't think he's a transfer portal guy.
He's not going anywhere.
Right?
No.
As he said, this is my dream to be here. It's nothing that we have to worry about of him. Of course, we need to do our part business-wise and take care of him. But I think that he's a lifer, and he's a guy that Morgan Scalley will forever be able to count on, even when he's head coach.
Here's why he's a lifer. He's a legacy kid. His brother Noah played football at Utah from 2021 to 23. His mom, Shauna, was a volleyball and track athlete at Utah. His brother Nick played football for the Utes. He's got another brother, Justin, who's a nationally ranked snowboarder. And this is where the pedigree comes in. His uncle is one of the best basketball players in the history of the Utah basketball program, which is saying a lot. His uncle's Danny Vrains.
Wow.
His uncle played in the NBA for 7 years, and of course is one of the great basketball players ever that program, and one of the highest high school players the state's ever seen when he was at Skyline High School. So this guy has the pedigree. And while the name Jackson Bennee probably didn't strike you when you start hearing about that, you're like, oh, okay. So genetics do matter. Okay, it's not like this. It's not like this kid just came out of nowhere. It's like they just found, like, oh, this kid. What a great story. He could barely walk when we found him, and we raised him up to be able to do what he is today. No, this kid is a great athlete.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's dad isn't far off when he's talking about genetics. Right?
No, he's not. Okay,
right? But it
genetics aren't everything, but they do.
He's like,
matter.
When you're searching for a partner, you need to look at all these guys, all these factors. What is their history? What is their potential?
If that's what you want out of your children,
hey,
then it
a
does
lot
matter.
of these people do. And
right.
So, like, if you're doing that, then you need to look at that. Hey, man, so that is funny.
He comes from an athletic family,
yes.
And obviously, Danny Vrains' nephew, that says a lot, especially among Utah fans. Utah fans know who Danny Vrains is, so don't be surprised of what Jackson Bennee's doing. I think we watched him in high school, and he was a good player on a good team. He was an all-state player at Olympus, but his numbers didn't pop. That wasn't an offense that threw the ball a million times. He played defense. He played well. He played offense. He played well, played both sides. He played multiple sports in high school, played basketball, rugby. But you never know until a kid gets in your program, and he's showing everybody what he's capable of. It's a great story. Another great story for Utah is linebacker Levani Damuni. Missed last year with an injury. It's tough to see, but Sly, you're already seeing the impact that he's having so far back from injury.
I mean, right now he's not their every down linebacker, but, he's still making impact, right? And that's what I do. What I see on this team is there's no egos, right? There's no – everybody wants to win. And at the end of the day, after you've had a season like Utah had last year, egos got to go out the window. And that's what I'm seeing on this football team. It's what this team needs, what this team and Levani's fitting into that role, right? Jonah Hall's doing a great job right now. He was Player of the Week last week. And then, Jackson or Lander Barton is Lander Barton. But I think as far as a rotational linebacker with Trey Reynolds, Levani's fitting in great. He's a leader. So I see him communicating on the sidelines. He's more of a quiet leader. But he'll speak up when he needs to, and he's a presence on this football team. And I'm telling you, this is what's great, right? And why you put up 63 points in a game is because your two deep is great, offensively, defensively, and special teams. It doesn't matter who's out there on the field. So adversity hits, somebody gets injured. we have guys to fill in, right? We have guys to fill the mold, and I absolutely love Levani Damuni being able to do that for this football team. You need as many leaders as possible, if they're on the field or not, right? More coaches where you need everybody always says, like, you got that old head on the team who's the coach, right? We had Charlie Batch, who's on our team. He played for who knows how many years.
Yeah.
But he knew so much that he was able to pass that along to everybody. It wasn't just the quarterbacks. He passed it to everybody and how to act, how to be, how to prepare, what to invest in as far as your body and getting ready for week to week. Like, you need veteran guys like that who's always ready to go, and Levani Damuni's that guy, man.
Let's hear from Levani Damuni right now. There's some sound we gathered after practice this week.
I think just our mindset going into games. We know our identity, and Coach Kelly prepares us, and so we're just confident.
How would you describe kind of your comfort level with where you're at coming back from your injury after 2 games?
No, same thing. Yeah, I'm confident in my body and in my rehab, and so I'm just feeling good to be out there.
What do you think out of this Wyoming offense?
Oh yeah, no, they're solid. They're solid. They have some good athletes, some big guys with good frames on their tight ends, and so we're excited for this challenge. Yeah, they're good run team, and so they got some good weapons.
What's the challenge of going to a place like Laramie?
I mean, I've heard that their stadium can get pretty loud, and I know the elevation's pretty high, so I guess we're high elevation here too. So, just running our condition. So, but yeah, I think it should just be another exciting away game. Yeah.
There was a couple of instances last week where the secondary maybe got burned a little bit, but the throws weren't there. Is that a little bit of a red flag for you guys now?
No, just trusting our technique. Those times that happened, we just weren't trusting our technique and what the coaches taught us. So, just playing technique sound.
A handful of freshman linebackers got opportunities last week, Cyrus Polo and others. How would you assess kind of how they performed last week?
Good, yeah. Those young guys are good. They stepped up. They're out here in practice with us every day, and we see their ability. And so, when they got in, they didn't blink an eye. They just, kept no touchdowns. And so that was great to see. And, it was good to see those guys balling out there.
So good to see Levani Damuni back just on a human level. You never want to see somebody's career end with an injury. And for him to be back on the field playing now and having a significant impact. One of the plays about that UCLA game that stands out to me, Sly, was that hit. He filled the gap, just doing his job. He wasn't trying to do anything crazy or outside of himself.
Great footwork.
He was just doing his job. And if you want to show a young person how to play linebacker, you pull out that clip and you show all the angles of him filling that gap and taking on that running back and getting a TFL. That was great football.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved watching the replay because it was picture perfect as far as how you want to do that, right? You get in a hole with the running back, but his momentum, his lean, everything helped him make that tackle, and just it was the perfect hit. And honestly, as a linebacker, you dream of those, right? Everything lines up perfectly. He's right where I want him to be, and boom, I set my feet, I lock into the ground, and I lean forward. And lunging forward, I finished the tackle, and it turns out like it just looks that great too.
Yeah.
And so it was picture perfect, and Levani Damuni has been that guy. Even when he had to fill in for guys a couple years ago, way before his injury, he's been that quality guy. He has a good feel for the box, right? The box is where the offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and linebackers live, and so he's just a really, really good linebacker. So I'm hoping he has a terrific year this year.
Absolutely. So we will watch that Utah-Wyoming game. I'm from Wyoming, so there's a little sentimental value for me in seeing this matchup. It's fun for me. I know it's a big deal for a lot of fans in in Wyoming to have Utah in Laramie. There's a lot of reasons why it's fun. I know a lot of Utah fans aren't excited about this. They wish that Utah would have got rid of it on the schedule. I get that. But, hey, enjoy the throwback this weekend. And let's see how this team responds going into a hostile environment. I know the UCLA game they played really well, but don't tell me that was a hostile environment. Was that a hostile environment, Sly? Of course not. Half the fans there were Utah fans.
Utah. It was our stadium.
Right.
We own the Rose Bowl now.
It'll be a hostile environment, or should be at least a hostile environment on Saturday in Laramie, unless Utah fans want to jump on I-80 and make the trip.
Who would you switch the opponent with? Like, who would be a compliment?
I don't know.
Opponent?
I mean, you had your Power 4, you have your
you
FCS, now you have your Group of 5.
You don't know who's going to be good. UNLV could prove to be good this year, right?
Well, if they would have had UNLV scheduled
nobody
instead of Wyoming.
knows that, though.
Right.
I mean, I'd love to play
this game was scheduled by Dr. Chris Hill.
Long time ago.
This was supposed to be played in 2020. So there's a unique circumstance to why this game is being played now. It is a factor of this. It's just a function of the schedule. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'll have fun with the matchup. I think it's great. And embrace it and enjoy it and be entertained on Saturday night. Who knows? It could be a wild and wacky game. We have no idea. But we're going to be watching 6 o'clock on Saturday night. All right, we've got to take a break. More Football Friday when we come back. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back to a Football Friday. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jeremiah Jensen with you, along with Sly Sylvester. Alex Kirry and Harvey Longy out today. They're tending to family matters. We will hopefully see them back next week. A lot of great games. We talked about it earlier in the show, Sly. A lot of great games. Just in the Big 12, I think the Big 12 is interesting this week. I'll get to some of those games in a minute, but we're going to make some predictions. I want to include some of those national games because I think they're fun. Before we get to Utah and Utah State, who's got a big one. They begin conference play on Saturday night against the Air Force Academy. To be honest, and they probably hope it's probably the last time they play Air Force in a long, long time as they go their separate ways in different conferences. Let's dig into some of these great matchups. Texas A&M and Notre Dame, Sly, is very fascinating. I think Texas A&M is going to win that game, and that would leave Notre Dame at 0-2 and their playoff hopes on life support. Agree with me, or do you think Notre Dame finds a way to win that game in South Bend?
Oh, that's actually a great question.
Big game for Notre Dame.
It is. I have such a hard time judging Notre Dame, right? You know, they're not a conference. They get so much publicity because of what. You really don't know how good they are going to be year to year. Like, yeah, they started the year last year losing to Northern Illinois, and you're just like, oh, that team's going to be trash. Next thing you know, they're in a national championship. So it's just like you just have no idea how to judge them. Even if they lose early in the season, you just don't know. I mean, last week they lost against a really good Miami team.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, you know, they must have somebody in their polls because they're always starting the season in the top 25 and then never in there.
Exactly.
So this may end up being an absolute horrific game. We just have no idea. It's so up in the air. There's no guarantees on any part, and I will not be the first one to say I know what's going to happen in this one.
Notre Dame beat him at College Station last year. This year it feels like this is even more desperate for Notre Dame. I will say Notre Dame's a 6.5-point favorite at home to win this game. I think that Texas A&M actually finds a way to beat them, but it's going to be close. LSU, Florida. I think LSU wins that game. Agree?
Oh, yeah. Well, Florida's booty crack. Yeah.
Okay. How do I move on from that?
Billy Napier's gone, bro.
Oh, man.
After week 4, he is out of it. I don't know what took me so long to answer that. He's gone. Florida, they're terrible.
Georgia, Tennessee, that's a massive SEC game in mid-September.
Georgia, Tennessee, I think is going to be great. I love these early tests. I think we need to limit these lower opponents, these FCS opponents, these IAA opponents, and have more. Maybe do one IAA and one FCS opponents, but have more top-tier opponents early on in the season. Absolutely love it. I am taking Georgia in this one. Tennessee looks good, though, but I'm taking Georgia.
Yeah, I like Georgia, too. South Florida, Miami. Can South Florida's magical run continue?
Bro, yes. I think it can. I think this is going to be an epic football game. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be in Miami, though. That's the hard part. And Miami's now – South Florida's not sneaking up on anybody.
No.
Right? And so that's the caveat to that. But when you play good football, it doesn't matter. I give Miami the edge here, but I think it's going to be a close game. As we said before, we said, like, even if South Florida loses this game but it's close, they have a lot to speak about, right? Because this is a top 5 team. And so I give Miami the edge by 8 points.
I think Miami wins in a scare. I think South Florida is going to give them all they want. And the spread in that game is 17.5 for Miami.
Wow. That's a home game.
I don't gamble. I don't do that. But if I did, I would be putting some money on South Florida to cover that.
Right.
All right, let's get to the local games and the Big 12 games. Pitt at West Virginia. West Virginia just lost their running back for the season.
West Virginia is terrible.
You spent some time in Pittsburgh, though. Yeah. You know that's a rivalry game.
Oh yeah. It's 70 miles away. I was actually gonna fly into there so I could do Friday night in a couple weeks, but I said no. But no, it's very close, very proximity. But I don't even know Pitt that well, but I just know West Virginia is not with it right now.
They need time. Oregon State, Texas Tech. I mean, Oregon State stinks.
Oh yeah.
That's a bad football team.
What did the coach say at halftime?
I can't repeat it on the radio.
So bad.
Can't repeat it on the radio. Alex is trying to get to the weekend. You almost gave him a heart attack in the studio.
My bad.
Kansas State at Arizona. That's great.
Arizona.
Kansas State at Arizona, sneaky good.
Well, I hope Avery Johnson and his other son gets in another fight. Avery
Johnson's
dad. It's another fight outside the stadium.
Tucson?
Kansas State's a dumpster fire. They're done. Tucson, Arizona's going to win this one.
I agree with you. And Kansas State's going to be 1-3.
I know, but there's actually something between those two schools. There's a nice rivalry brewing. The last couple years, that game has been very, very good. But I still take Kansas State's a dumpster fire right now, and Nova Fifita's on a mission.
Colorado at Houston. The Buffs will be starting their third-string quarterback, we just learned.
But Houston is on a tear. They're 2-0 right now. Their quarterback is actually playing really, really good.
Yep.
It's at Houston.
Correct.
Utah lost at Houston last year.
Yes, they did.
Houston has athletes.
Yes, they do.
Colorado has athletes.
Question mark?
It's a question mark game. I think I actually give Houston the edge by 3.
I think Houston's going to win that as well. Back home here, Air Force at Utah State. The Aggies, I thought they repped themselves well in College Station. They only lost by 3 touchdowns. I thought if they could keep it in that range, that would be respectable. It would show us a lot about their fight. They didn't get blown out on the road.
What was our guesses last week?
It was like 37.5. I was like, there's no way they're going to cover, and they did. Utah State at home. Air Force, Air Force has not changed.
Wild. But,
protect your knees at all costs.
Here's the thing is if you got a coach that knows how to play against Air Force, then you're good.
And who knows better than Bronco Mendenhall?
I mean, there's probably a few people that know better, but he knows well. So I'll take Bronco Mendenhall at home in this game.
I will too. I like the Aggies to win and start off conference play 1-0. I think Utah State, if they get that win, suddenly emerges as a dark horse to win the Mountain West because it's wide open. I think UNLV's good. Boise State's good, but they're not the juggernaut top 25 team. There's not a top 25 team in the Mountain West this year. Why not? Why not make a run at it? Anybody's conference this year could be the Aggies. Why not? And, of course, Utah at Wyoming. Look, is there any chance? You're going to cover that game. You've done a lot of research. You're ready for that game. You're going to be on the sidelines. Where's the weakness? What is the chance that Wyoming has to even give Utah a threat?
I mean, they just got to stay consistent and a lot of luck, right? I mean, you could pray for as much luck as you want, but, luck happens, and luck is a part of the game. I mean, you want some luck to happen, but honestly, you go stat for stat, personnel to personnel, game to game, whatever you want to match up, Utah has the edge, right? They have a big 6'5", 250-pound tight end that's extremely athletic. They might be able to get some yardage with him. I know they're going to try to squeeze it in with him, but other than that, they got nothing. They got absolutely nothing. And the way our offense is doing, you're going to put the Wyoming team in a complex. So, again, Utah just needs to be early and often, get up to a 28-0 lead, and really put Wyoming in the dirt as far as their confidence in themselves. But I got Utah winning that game. Maybe another 60-pointer, but I got 56. Let's go 56 for Divisible 7.
Okay.
56-3.
56-3.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's a big score.
It's a night game.
Yeah.
Fall is here.
So, again, to borrow from Vegas a little bit, the point total is 46.5.
Is how much?
46.5. So you think you're going to be way over on that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's see how that Utah offense can do. Wyoming's defense, look, it's hard to gauge. Their wins are a 10-0 win over Akron and 31-7 over Northern Iowa, who's an FCS opponent. They scored 10 points against Akron. They don't have the offense. I like their quarterback. I think he's good. I think they're fortunate to have a quarterback of his capability there.
Right.
I just don't think they have enough firepower to keep up with Utah. And how is Wyoming going to score against that defense? I think Utah goes up there and wins 31-7.
31-7.
I think.
Why 31?
Because Wyoming can play defense.
Bro, have you seen our offense? We talked about it all week, JJ. How are you going to stop this? It doesn't translate. I literally had Utah scoring 40 points in the first half last week. I got us at least scoring 28, 30, 35 points here this week in the first half.
So I've got 31-7. You got 31-7 at halftime.
I really like Jason Beck. I got 31 at halftime. Okay. Jason Beck's mentality. Okay. He's more, I want to dominate you than Ludwig. And that's what we've needed. We've needed that so much, and I like it. And so always go on the attack. But, yes, I think that this is going to be a 56-3 type abuse relationship here. I think
that would show us how good Utah is.
Would it?
In the sense of you're absolutely annihilating a Mountain West team in their building.
But you're beating who you should beat.
And there were some bad Wyoming teams back in the day that Utah did thump like that. So maybe that's what happens on Saturday. And it very well could be. Very well could be. So have fun in Laramie, Sly. Enjoy it.
Hey, man, I'm going to be there for all of, 12 hours, and I got to get out of here.
You better get started. That wind could pick up, and they might close I-80. You never know. It could snow tomorrow.
I'm flying.
I'm joking.
I'm with the AD.
Get in the air then. Good.
If the AD has to get back, he will get back. That's me. It's like, I'm flying.
You're in good hands.
I'm in good graces there.
All right. We're going to take a break. More Football Friday. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
All college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It's a Football Friday. We're at Alta High School. Game Night Live coming up at 7 o'clock on all your KSL Sports digital channels. KSL Plus app, KSL Sports app, KSLSports.com, the KSL Sports YouTube channel. You can find us in a lot of different formats. Whatever works for you, we have multiple options for you to watch this game tonight and many others. So we look forward to bringing that to you later on tonight. Right now, we're going to it's our best and worst of the day on a Football Friday. We always try to start with the worst because we want to end the segment on a positive note. But Texas Tech, we expect them to be among the elite in the Big 12 this year. They're the best team money can buy. At least that's what we're being told in the offseason. But money can't buy you happiness, Sly.
It cannot.
And sometimes
it can help.
You have to remember that these are kids, honestly, right? They're young men that
I think
make
the
mistakes.
statement needs to be money can't buy you long-term happiness.
Right.
Money can buy you short-term happiness, temporarily happiness. But
Well, you
like,
think it's happiness.
but
and it
what's
turns out not
wrong
to be.
with that is you're going to continuously having to feed that beast. So you're going to have to keep putting more money, and that's what's hard to get, and that's why all these kids and all these people who strive for that are insatiable.
Well, Texas Tech had a number of transfers, right? And one of those transfers is Amir Boyd. Amir Boyd was arrested Sunday for reckless driving after an officer observed him doing donuts in an intersection.
Is he still in high school?
Unfortunately not. He faces a misdemeanor charge for driving a vehicle in willful or wanton disregard for the safety of persons or property.
Oh, come on. There's nothing to do in Lubbock.
Clearly not. Doesn't this sound like a Varsity Blues
Yes,
type
it
thing?
does. I bet you that's what he watched before he went outside and did that.
Probably. Did he just get out of a strip club at 6 a.m. and start to do
go
donuts?
To class.
Oh, my gosh. We don't know whether he did that. But he definitely did the donuts, and he's in trouble.
We don't know that he didn't.
It's in Texas. You never know.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is not good for Texas Tech. I have no idea if they're going to suspend him or what it means. Obviously, Utah plays Texas Tech a week from Saturday. So wait and see on that. But this is a 4-star transfer.
Right.
Amir Boyd, right? I mean, this is not good news for Texas Tech. And that's the challenge you always have with bringing these guys in, Sly, is, you take a chance on some of these guys. They might have great talent, but is it going to be a good fit for you? And this may not be a good fit for them culture-wise.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the danger always. And that's why, I got to keep harping on football being the ultimate sport, right? I've played on teams, and I've seen so many teams who weren't supposed to be in the game with these other guys, right? They have the 5-star guys. They got the dunkers. They got the fast guys. They got the elite vertical guys. They got the guys who can throw 60 yards. They got everything, but yet the true team, the guys that went through the stuff, that's why I'm excited to see the Syracuse team, because this is what I felt from the Syracuse coach talking to him. But the guys who have cohesiveness and chemistry and have been together and know how to go to war together, they play better together than all of these guys who've been mismatched and piss parts, and you're getting puzzle parts from this puzzle package from this puzzle package, and you're trying to create one. Just because you buy and bring people in doesn't mean that they're going to mesh. And this Chris Level guy, I've been thinking about it for the last 4 days, by the way.
You're not over it.
I won't be over it until now. I'm going to push hard next week, too.
Yep.
I just can't wait for them to see what Rice-Eccles Stadium. It doesn't matter if it's 80. They know that there's early risers here in Utah.
Sure.
We don't have late nights and Friday. We don't have late Friday nights, out here in Utah.
Not going to be a problem.
You're going to get early risers who's been ready to go since 4 or 5 a.m. And ready to go and pack that stadium, man. It's going to be awesome. So I can't wait for all this atmosphere to come next week.
The best, real quick, thank you, Jerry signs, as Packers fans mocked Cowboys owner Jerry Jones with Micah Parsons playing with the Packers last night on Thursday Night Football. And the Packers dominated the Commanders, a team that was in the NFC Championship game last year. This Green Bay Packers team is no doubt a Super Bowl contender. They looked the part last night at the expense of Jerry Jones as he had to watch Micah Parsons play in a Packer uniform.
Our prayers are answered. It's a Sunday night game, too.
Oh, boy.
It's a Sunday night game.
That's right, on KSL 5.
Green Bay goes to Dallas. Sunday Night Football. 3 weeks from now, it's going to be epic.
Cannot wait. That's Best and Worst, brought to you by Doug Smith Dealerships, Dodge, Ram, Chevrolet, Subaru, Kia in Linden, and now Mitsubishi in American Fork. Football Friday continues next on JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.